Hello, welcome to what I believe is the third video on this channel. Singing is rocket science. It was going to be loads of singing videos, but that didn't happen because we had a session at MSM grad school where they were like, yeah, don't put anything online unless it's really good. So I was like, delete. This update should have happened a lot earlier. I've had loads of lovely comments asking questions and for an update. So I'm going to talk about those things today. Number one, my year at MSM and why I'm leaving. Number two, the application process and visas for international students. Number three, my lockdown experience. So I've had the most amazing time at MSM. So many performing opportunities, great faculty, I've met the most amazing teacher. MSM is a really big school. Not all US schools are like this, but maybe have a look into it. On the one hand, that's great. If you still are at the early stages and you have a lot to learn, me at first, it's good because they'll let you in and they'll give you money. When it comes to performing opportunities, difficult. You're competing with so many people. That was kind of fine for me. I did get loads of performing opportunities. I also found the most incredible teacher, Miss Edith Burrs, who also teaches at a school upstate called Bard. She sort of recommended, maybe look into auditioning, see what you think. I was like, no way, I'm fine here, why would I do that? I went upstate to Bard to audition and fell in love with it. Very small school, out in the middle of nowhere. Co-program director Stephanie Blythe. They're just doing amazing things up there. I've got nothing bad to say about MSM. It is big, but I've had the most amazing year. I got into Bard and they were generous with money, and in these COVID times, Bard is a great place to be. It's out in the middle of wherever, I don't even know where I'm going. New York City is expensive and very hard to quarantine. So I'm actually starting my master's again at Bard, which brings me on to applications because I didn't know nothing. I asked a lot of people about US schools, but you can't get an objective view from anyone. When you apply to these schools, when you apply to any school, but especially in a different country where you don't really know what the standard is, you don't know many people who've gone through it before, you don't know the system, my method was throw all of the shit at the walls, see what sticks. I applied to 12 schools. I think I got 6 auditions and I did 4 of them. And I got into those schools. I picked the one that gave me the best teacher and the most funding, which brings me to money. Every one of those applications cost money, anywhere between $60 and $100, some of them more, just to send your videos and apply. I did all this knowing how terrifyingly expensive these degrees are, just hoping that money would fall from the sky, or that the school would give me enough money, or I don't know. I looked into everything. Luckily, the school I got into, where the fees are $48,000 a year, 2-year course, they gave me $30,000 worth of tuition. Being very candid here, I'm not even sure if that's allowed. They gave me a lot of money, which made it possible. I did a huge fundraiser at home where I raised about $10,000, but New York is still an incredibly expensive city, and my room was very, very small. So that was the application process. I did have to fly to the States for the actual auditions, having sent the pre-screen videos. That definitely isn't the case for academic programs here. For acting programs, I'm also not sure, and I think everything is different now that COVID's happened. I think there'll be so many opportunities to audition online and avoid travel at all costs. I was told you have a better chance of getting funding if you audition in person. Again, I don't know how that applies in COVID. And then getting the visa, you have to provide like your parents' bank statements, mortgage payment evidence, your bank statements. I had to get some document notarized by a very specific kind of notary. It's a big faff, but it's also fine and easy, and they guide you through every step of the way. You do have to be quite organized. I had an interview at the embassy in London. Not scary, because I'm not up to any funny business. I wouldn't be worried about the visa thing. Visa, not a problem. I'm from the UK. Coming from somewhere else, different, like totally different story. To anyone who is thinking of applying to a school in the States, and there's a couple of people in the comments thinking of moving to New York, it's so exciting and glamorous and awesome, and you should absolutely apply because you never know what happens. I thought it was a pipe dream that I'd never get in, I'd never afford getting in, and here I am, swanning about, leaving my course to go to another one, just to see what happens. The money thing could set you back. See if your school offers funding. Find out what sources of funding you have around you, including fundraising. But you won't know until you've tried, honestly. And New York is amazing, especially if you've got a lot of energy and a lot of cash. That's my boyfriend.
No!
3, my lockdown life. I came here to Austin for spring break, end of February, and I never left. Everything went online with MSM, which was actually great. And as of summer, with my 2 summer courses cancelled, I've had loads of time to practice. I've set up regular lessons and coachings to keep my mojo going. And honestly, I think I've made more improvements than I might have done otherwise this summer if I had less time or if I went home and got a job and stuff. I even had a coaching with Louise Alder. All these successful singers are out of work, so they're free for coachings, take advantage. Before I sign off, there's going to be a tiny clip of the singing. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I also did an online concert over Zoom, which was great and raised some money because we're still on that train. But thank you for listening. Any more questions, feel free to pop them in the comment section and I'll just answer. Everything's a bit different now, COVID. But if I can help you with any application that you're making, if you've got any aspirations to study abroad, pursue a music master's, absolutely do it. You freaking never know, and I am so happy. So yeah, have a wonderful day. Enjoy this little bit of random singing.